Why do I feel like this? What's happening to me? Oh, oh, oh. Am I ready? Ain't no doubt. Am I ready? What you talking about? Am I ready?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the fourth episode of my podcast. Today, we're going to be speaking about something that is probably one of my favourite things to do with people, and it's fast becoming very popular. I've received a lot of questions about it. I've got a lot of people that wonder what it is that it entails, and so I thought I'd just come on here and do a wee bit of chat behind it because it is such a fascinating thing, and a lot of people don't really know the science behind it. I think a lot of people just write it off to being a bit kind of woo woo, like the whole law of attraction, manifestation thing. But this is where I'm going to explain a wee bit the science behind it because it is so amazing. And once you realize how powerful our thoughts are, you will understand why vision boards and manifestation and law of attraction is so important and it does work. So I've received a few things in bits and bobs messages of people asking about my vision board workshops, and maybe they don't so much want the coaching aspect of it. They would rather just have more the vision board side because they are not clear so much in where their life is going, or they've got goals that they want to reach and they're not quite sure how to get there, or they've got these self-limiting beliefs that are is blocking them from living their most authentic lives. And people don't understand that if you're not living in alignment with yourself, like if you're so out of alignment with yourself, like it's not you're not going to like put that into all the areas in your life, and you're not going to get the best out and the most of the experiences that you do and the things that you want to do in life. So it's really important to be in alignment with yourself, and a lot of people don't know how to do that, and that's where they need a little bit of help. So I'm just going to speak to you like a few wee pointers and just speak about what I offer in my vision board workshop. So there's quite a lot that goes into the manifestation process, and it's very hard to know if you've not been taught this. I specialise in doing vision board workshops, and it's something that I am massively passionate about. It's something that I want to do when I go to Costa Rica. It's something I want to take to people in person. I've done one in person before, which was brilliant because you can really feed off the energy of the people. But I'm able to offer this over Zoom at the moment, which is just as good. You know, it's such a great experience. Nonetheless, you still get the exact same presentation as you would in person. And yeah, it's just a great way to really become clear on what it is you want from your life and where the blockages lie and where the self-limiting beliefs are maybe coming from that you don't know the root cause of. So I do offer in the vision board session a slight tiny part of the time will be to remove these blockages. So it will be a little bit of coaching one-on-one. And you also will receive a meditation, which is for intention setting and for clearing and for becoming really clear on your 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 like what you want from life. So your goals and your dreams and your visions. And it's really a lovely meditation that I offer that on its own as well. But combined with the vision board workshop, it's such a beautiful meditation just to take you to that next level so that you can become clear and you can let whatever needs to come up come up. It's really good. So I do involve that. So with the vision board workshops, I will basically talk you through the science and the backing of why this really works. And there's a lot that goes into it. I'll lead you through it and you'll be able to realize just how amazing a process this can be. For myself, I have always known, like deep down since I've been young, like I always felt, you know how people have like these kind of abilities, like you've got people that are like mediums and they're really good at like reading tarot or picking up on vibes and you know all these kind of things. I just always felt I was a bit like that myself, but didn't know exactly why or how. I could sometimes predict things that were going to happen that were just crazy stuff. And I mean, you don't need this to do the workshop. You don't need this, but I'm just talking about how I understand how visualization can work so well. And at the time, I just done it and didn't think too much of it, and then it ended up transpiring to be so. And it was in a lot of circumstances, the times where I had the odds stacked against me, and I still managed to visualize myself into the spot that I would like. So I'll just tell you, for one, I took over this flat a few years ago now. I've lived here for like 8 years. So I took over this flat. My flatmate moved out with her boyfriend, and I took over the flat, and I was in a job at the time, and basically I signed the lease for the flat on my own because I had this job. And this job in question, I will not name the brand, but this job in question just axed people before Christmas, just axed them all of them gone. Just so many people just lost their jobs, and it was a horrible place to be. And this was literally just at Christmas time. And I remember looking around the flat, and this living room had like nothing in it at this point. My flatmate had moved out, and I remember walking in, lost the job, and I didn't know how I was going to pay for the flat because it's a lot of money. And I was walking around the living room, and I literally, there was nothing on the walls, there was nothing in here at all. Excuse all that stuff in the background. As I said, I'm moving, so I'm just kind of getting things ready. But I would walk about the flat, and I would visualize me having the things in the room, posters up, like what you see here, things that I love. I would visualize it, and I would literally stand. This is before I even knew about manifestation, really, and visualization, how powerful it was. This just shows you, like, I had walked in, and I literally looked around, and I closed my eyes, and I just put myself in the position as if I was there in the future. And I looked around, opened my eyes, and I was like, the couch will be there. I'll have these things here. I'm going to have plants. I'm going to be able to keep this flat. This flat is fine. It's mine. I've got it. Like, no questions asked. This flat is mine, and I will be able to keep this on. Didn't know how I was going to be able to keep this on, because at that point it was Christmas. People aren't looking to take workers on. Everybody's usually got their Christmas jobs sorted, and the staff, especially at that stage of the game. And yeah, so I visualized all my stuff in the room, and I just knew that it was going to happen. And I just said, it's going to happen. It's fine. Everything is fine. So I had no way of paying rent at this point. So what had happened was, I'd left that job, and literally, without me even looking, another counter in the same store heard about what had happened and gave me a job. And I literally walked from one counter into the next, and I got the money for the Christmas job, and I was able to keep the flat on by the skin of my teeth, literally by the skin of my teeth. And then obviously I had to find work after Christmas, the job. And I just kept saying to myself, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine. I'm going to manifest something, I'm going to get something. And I literally walked myself into another job straight after that with the same company. I managed to find and go for the interview and get the job. And it was a very, very stressful time, but I never doubted that it would work out for 1 minute. I always said to myself, like, I'm going to land on my feet, I'm going to land on my feet, everything will work out, it'll be fine. I didn't know how, I just believed. And so I will just point out the now for manifesting. Manifestation is the act of visualizing and embodying what you want in your future, but feeling like you already have it. So this is where people go wrong. They think that they can just make the vision board and stick it on the wall and leave it at that. So there's so much more to it than that. So in the vision board workshop that I provide, we go through the signs, which I'll just get onto in a wee minute. And we make the board, and it's a whole mindset shift as well. Like, you need to change your mindset around doing this, because if you're still making this board with these limiting beliefs in the back of your mind that you're not worthy of having this, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, because you need to have it in your brain that you're retraining it for these things and that you're worthy of it. If you've got self-doubt and self-limiting beliefs and in your mind when you're doing this, you're not cultivating that high vibration to be able to reach these things. And your mind, body, and soul have to be in alignment. Like, that's what I always say. Everything has to be like aligned for this to work. And when it works, you're going to become addicted to it, because it's crazy the things that happen when you're in that manifestation mode. Things just flow to you like abundantly because you believe that you're worth it. And I can tell you, like, a few times now I've had money come to me without even asking. It just flows. Like, I just have found that money's just flowed to me. And it's been the reason why I've been able to, book Costa Rica and move and do all these things. And on my vision board was Costa Rica, and within 6 months, I had had this image in my head 3 years ago. I was watching on this very TV on my yoga mat. They're called Boho Beautiful on YouTube, and there are a couple that do yoga. So I'm watching them doing yoga in this beautiful background, and I'm going, where is that? Like, where are they living? Like, I am obsessed. So I followed them, and I did a little bit of detective work and seen that they were filming in Costa Rica. And I looked up pictures of Costa Rica, and I was just blown away. Like, I was like, wow, this place like excites me. Like, it's moved something in me. Like, I need to visit this place. It's all about eating well, living off the land, like wellness, retreats, yoga, like balanced life and like vibrancy and all these things that like make me excited for life. And I'm just like, wow, I need to visit this place. Is like on my bucket list, like at the top now. It's overran all the others and it's now at the top. So Costa Rica then became my first place to visit. And I always thought, I will get there. I just don't know how and I don't know when, because it is going to cost a lot of money. It's way over the other side. It's like a day's travel to get there. And I'm not a great traveler, by the way. Just FYI. Used to not even want to go on holiday with my parents when I was younger because I hate flying. But I did it for Costa Rica, and I've now overcame my fear. A 15-hour flight, broken up, easy peasy. So, seen this beautiful place, and I posted it on Instagram like maybe even 4 years ago now. And I said, this is the place I want to go. And I don't know why, but I'm being fully drawn to this place. And, 3 years passed, 4 years passed, stuck it on my vision board when I made that maybe like a year ago. And within 6 months, money had came and I booked the flight. And I then got to experience Costa Rica for everything it was calling me there for, and I am now going to move there. And if anyone had ever told me in my wildest dreams, sitting as a child, you'll get the chance to live in Costa Rica when you're older, the place that you've like looked up to, the place that you felt so drawn to all this time, I would have honestly never believed them. Like, never mind visit the place, but actually getting to go and live there, it's mental to me. Like, I don't know what's going to happen when I go there, but like, it's just honestly like, it's just amazing how these things can just transpire, and there's no set time limit on them. They just come when they're ready. But the more you just believe that you're worthy of these experiences and things, they will come quicker, as long as you can keep this in your mind. And the thing is, with manifestation, you cannot trick your mind. You can't trick. Well, you can't. I'm saying that you can't trick your mind and be in a bad mindset. Like, that is just not going to work. But you can, however, trick your mind into this sort of muscle memory, which is amazing. There's been a study that shows people were told to lift their fingers up and down every day for like 30 days to see how much the muscle had improved in their hand. Then they had a study of people who didn't do anything. And then they had a study of people who thought in their mind doing the lifting of their fingers. So visualize them lifting their fingers in the same way as the first group. The first group had 30% muscle improvement in their hand. The middle group that did nothing had 0, obviously. The group at the end who did nothing but visualize their finger doing that had 22% improvement in the muscles in their hand. So that's them just thinking their way to something. That's why you might see that people online are like, oh, I manifested myself losing weight and I manifested this. Like, it is so possible to do this. Your brain doesn't know the difference between you thinking something and it actually happening. So that to me is crazy. So you could wake up and you could be thinking straight away. So this is what we go into in my workshop. You could wake up and you could say, this is going to happen. Like you've hit your toe in the bed, the corner. You're starting to like get aggravated. You're starting to get into a negative mind frame. So then your brain starts giving you more of the same, because your brain is programmed. This is well, it's called the RAS system. Basically, is like your brain's Google search engine. And what that does is it looks for more of the same because you are telling your brain that is important to you. Like these thoughts, what you feed to your brain is telling you what is important. So think about it as well. When we think a thought, it follows up with an emotional and physical reaction. So if you think something sad enough, you'll cry. If you think of something amazing, you'll smile. If your brain says that you're hungry, your stomach will rumble. Your thoughts always follow through with a physical reaction. So imagine all the negative thoughts that you think that aren't actually coming out anywhere. You're just thinking them year after year after year. Where are they going? They're stored in your body as inflammation, as disease, as sickness. That's all stuck and trapped because you're literally letting your body ravage itself with cortisol through your body, and it's got nowhere to go. So the power of your thoughts are so important, and that's such an important thing to remember, that your thoughts control, everything that happens in your body, negative or positive. So it's just something to be aware of. We go deeper into that in my workshop. But your brain is trained to keep you safe, and whatever you tell it, it will give you more of. So the more negative you feed it, the more it will try and find the more of the same. The RAS is such an amazing thing to talk about and go into. It's so interesting. And this is real science-backed stuff. It's not just made up. So yeah, like your manifestation is the embodiment of feeling while you're making this board, while you're talking about your goals and your visions. It's getting into the embodiment of feeling how you would feel in the future. Like look at your future self. What does this look like? If you want to live abroad, what are the smells? What are the sensations? What can you hear? Can you hear waves? Can you hear the beach? Can you hear rainforest? Can you smell the sea? You need to get yourself into this spot of really allowing your brain to paint a full picture of what it is you want to manifest, because once it can do that, your brain starts to think that that's real. So you start to get into that embodiment of, see, my brain actually does think this is happening, and tie that in with your new mindset, this new changed mindset, and all your limiting beliefs are gone, and you do believe you're worthy. The universe is going to work in your favor to bring you that, because you are on the same vibration of attracting what you deserve. And if you feel that you deserve that, the universe is going to give it to you. The same way as you think negative thoughts and you wake up and you keep putting out negativity, and you probably have an argument with somebody and you're all angry and aggressive and you're going to work and you're passive aggressive to people, and then they're passive aggressive back to you. It's like a literal ripple effect of what you think you attract. Like attracts like. So in my vision board workshop, we go through all of this, and it's just the most amazing process to get you what you want and out your own way. And yeah, you'll be left with having a beautiful vision board up on your wall that you can look at every day, but it's more so how you feel inside, and really training that muscle memory into a place where you can visualize and make things happen, like how I did in here with this living room with no job. No job, no set in stone anything for months actually. And obviously it's fine. I've lived here for years now and everything worked out. You just have to trust the process, and once you fully trust it, it will all work in your favor. So as far as the vision board workshops go, there's people out there that charge a lot of money for these things, the vision board workshops, etc. Because I'm doing it online over Zoom, I'm able to charge a lower cost. I only charge £60 for the 2-hour session, and we'll cover everything in that. And you'll get the meditation, you'll get your bit of coaching with that, you'll get your vision board, and you'll also get at the end an analysis of the vision board and what it means. And it's just the most amazing process. But I'm able to offer this right now for £60 while it's online. I do want to do these things in future in person for sure. That's definitely something that's another goal of mine. I would love to do this in person in a big hall. I'm visualizing it now. I've visualized it a long time. A big hall with all the mats round and magazines in the middle, and everybody just sitting, breathing, doing their meditation practice after we've released all our self-limiting beliefs, and then we all just sit around and create our boards in the same space while we're all vibing off that beautiful energy. But for now, over Zoom is still perfect. We can do that, and I've had great success with doing this over Zoom. And for that price, it's a great way to get clear and really remove some self-limiting beliefs and go ahead, and I will teach you all the tools that you need to know how to do these visualizations and manifest, because there is a way to do it. Obviously, I've just explained you need to really embody that, and I will talk you through that step by step in the workshop. So if you guys are interested, all you need to do is send me a message. You can get me on Instagram at steph.mindset.mentor. Send me a message there and we can chat about that. But I hope that this gives you a bit of clarity for yourself to know that you can have these things and you can do what you've always wanted to do. Don't let anybody else tell you that you can't, because that's them in their box. If you want to break out of the box, go ahead. Go ahead, do something different and don't be scared. But message me for more information, and I really enjoy talking about this. This is one of my favourite things to talk about. And once you get into the swing of it, life just becomes so much more fun. So yeah, message me for more information, and thank you for listening.